The moment she touched the shining light, she almost thought she encountered another defense mechanism resistance. But soon after, she noticed that it was the main body of the dream. This discovery raised even more suspicions in her. So, even special life forms created by humans can have dreams too? No, rather than dreaming, this is more like communication of consciousness. 179.51, 146.22, 1904. A streak of light slid past her fingertip, and she interpreted the dream before her seriously, her expression changing again and again. Parting with childhood. To think it has such a significant meaning. Clearly, all of this was beyond the future that she had seen. I almost neglected this part of the story because of the barrier created by Project Sigma in the moon space. I also nearly forgot that humanity's will and decisions can be so laughable yet tragic. But that's precisely why they're especially moving. An electrified orb scattered at her fingertip and floated towards a light orb in the air. Through this unique artificial mental network, she could communicate with the dreamer temporarily. Since this is your resolve, then I'll help you. Even if all I can do is record this moment of yours in the infinite past and future. I hope that your hard work will bring changes to the world, just as your creator had wished for. Of course, in a good way. Keep on moving. Wait, this says... 即便是征服的旅程，也无法一劳永逸地摆脱任何计划对个体生命的桎梏。
You should know that everything comes at a price, my dear invader. Or should I say, outsider. At that moment, the atmosphere between the two inhuman beings tensed. Ai tilted her head, examining the great serpent, as if to deduce.
初次见面
Nice to meet you. Right, gray serpent? Indeed, first time we met, but before this, I've long admired your great reputation. On the day Project Stigma began, Hyperion mysteriously went missing, as it had hidden in an undetectable place. The fragments of the bubble universe used to imprison the Herschers received a strange activation, connecting it with the real world. Almost simultaneously, the Jigsaw and Anti-Entropy respectively discovered the special information hidden behind imaginary invasion and successfully sustained their island operation. It even included... Alright, enough talk. You've done your research. Why do you like reading detective novels in your free time? Just part of maintaining order. But interestingly, despite my detailed investigation, I still found nothing about your origin. About that, naturally, I wouldn't tell you myself. Fine, that's alright. Even if you have no origin, it doesn't stop me from treating you like a foreign matter. This phrasing might be vulgar, but it's true, isn't it? Other than an external force of unknown origin, I can't imagine what sort of meaningless pawn can trouble Project Stigma. My, why is it that the more special the entity, the more it cannot understand Sire's good intentions? Be it problematic existence like you, or new humans who are Herschers and awakened. So those dreams just now, you also... Yes, very regretfully. Although they are indispensable gears for reconstructing, to ensure that they do not make severe mistakes while hatching, I can only invite one of the key members to go back to her dreams. And looking at the content of her dream, it's not bad for her either. Gears? Isn't it fortunate to be useful enough to act as a tool? After all, those humans who aren't even valuable as tools can only stay here. So as a human, it's better to make yourself a little more useful. The world is too cramped now, and there's no space for trash. Now, I finally understood why she felt disgusted with this gray serpent. That was truly a robot in shape of a human. It doesn't possess consideration for lives, nor the warmth of life. No, more accurately, it was his cold reasoning that made him more detestable than the entities who simply possessed none. Alright then, I suppose it's difficult for you, born with a duty, to think outside of value and purpose. Then, as an observer who is closer to humans, let me give you a suggestion. Humans do not have value or purpose to begin with. It is precisely because they do not objectify, they have the potential to overcome everything. Sympathizing with humans sounds like you have something in common with those pretentious people from Jigsaw and Anti-Entropy. Indeed, for the stability of people, civilization does need a placeball. But now, people are past, are no more. Pity, you chose the wrong side at the wrong time. Huh? Although it's unnecessary, it doesn't stop the world serpent from bestowing a form of care on humans. You mean those never-ending dreams? Vast is the power of origin. All things owe to it their beginning, and it nurtures all in the universe. To them, those dreams are their entire world, their universe. The dreams here originate from humanity's authentic memories. If not for external influences, they will be an ideal, flawless heaven. I remember a colleague who always said, humans only believe in what they wish to believe in. So, compared to watching everything crumble as you sink into endless solitude in unavoidable death, wouldn't it be better to welcome eternity in an ideal and mystical manner? It's more human, isn't it? Humans will not stop here. I've seen their future. Oh, the privilege of an intruder. Rather than a privilege, it's my personal conviction. I just want you to understand humans more, and also to understand yourself more. That's not much to ask, right? She threw something toward Great Serpent, who subconsciously dodged it. The candy returned to electric discharge and Honkai energy as it flew to Great Serpent and disappeared by his side. At the same time, a feeling similar to a neuron electrical impulse flashed through his central controller. Just sharing a candy that friends gave me. Because their dreams are a construct of imaginary space, I can feel what they feel this way. Sweet, isn't it? Grey Serpent felt a little uncomfortable. He suddenly began to suspect if conversing with this outsider would really be productive. Regardless, she seemed more whimsical and unpredictable than he had expected. Yet, she did not notice his silence. She turned another candy into electrical arc in her hand and smiled joyfully. Ah, tasty. But the friend who gave me this candy said that in dreams, candies have no taste and games aren't fun either. After that, she fell into another child's dream with a bam. Probably because she did not merely want candy itself, but the moment she gets the candy, or the moment she shares the candy with someone else. But rest assured, I really did nothing to their dreams. But those dreams are too fragile. Even the slightest shock would break them. If not for more pressing issues, I think everyone would realize that they're trapped in a dream if you give them time, in 10 or 20 years. At that time, the so-called heaven would become an unsalvageable hell. After all, although VR games are fun, being trapped in a VR game is a completely different story. What a joke. A stigma is the crystal of human thoughts and will. When a human fuses with a dream, the stigma space already possesses everything the human has. You, like those spiritual awakened ones, only believe in what you want to believe in. But humans don't have an answer. Or rather, most don't know what they want. They search because they're lost, and they got lost in the search. They pioneer and create miracles through arduous means, and finally break free from their initial confusion. So, in the real world, dreams that can only repeat history cannot simulate the future they can create. Such desire, greed, or maybe unpredictability. They are the reason why I like humans. Humans can dream at night only because they parted with yesterday to welcome a new tomorrow. I smiled gently. It was only then that Great Serpent directly felt her anomaly as an existence from outside this world. You sure know how to talk. But what does it have to do with Project Stigma? My job is to protect the Stigma space, not to understand humans. Project Stigma definitely won't fail. This only is a belief that I swear. Which means it doesn't matter if they wake up from their dreams. The future of those previous humans no longer. All in all, for civilization to end its childhood, we need them to give way. Oh my, an enemy who is unreasonable and pathetic. What a pain. I should have left you to the real protagonist if I knew it was going to turn out like this. But to ensure that their much anticipated future can arrive safely, I should restrain you. Don't underestimate this intruder. Looks like I've been held back for way longer than I expected. Well then, I'll see you again. Hey! Unfortunately, that's my call. What? Having interacted with a few dreams, she was undoubtedly familiar with her condition. A sensation one could only feel in a dream. Is my consciousness merging with the Stigma space? You definitely understand humans, but you don't seem to understand emulation. The Stigma space gathers all humanity's consciousness and knowledge, and this means any existence, even one as strange as you, can be captured by Project Stigma as long as you have a consciousness similar to that of a human. So, this is why you've been arguing with me about the truth, to buy time for this capture. Why else would I bother discussing the previous humans with you? Truthfully speaking, they could walk on their hands and would be surprised. While you were racking your brains to speak for humans, all your words have made you a perfect target for Project Stigma. A foreign anomaly, so what? Under Project Stigma's influence, nothing can overcome Sire's will. Regardless if it's you or finality. In fact, even Sire himself. So you mean that I can dream too? Perhaps nobody would have imagined that when the world was being reconstructed, when humanity approached the void, an observer similar to a human would try to close her distance from humanity. And because of that, she would land herself in an inescapable trap. On the contrary, this assures me, although ending this now leaves me rather unsatisfied, I've already done what needs to be done. So to me, this is evidence that everything I've done was not in vain. Feeling sympathy for yourself, like a human. If you also empathize with human's dream with your heart, you wouldn't say that. What? Should I give you a manual for cardiovascular surgery? not funny. I can foresee the most probable past and future for the world. Ever since I was born, I've been showing new possibilities to humanity, trying to bring them a better future. Yet I'm not sure if the better future I really entails for human. Was the help I provided really meaningful, or was it just my wishful thinking? But in the end, Project Stigma captured me. Although this has prevented me from helping any further, it means that humanity's will has acknowledged me. I finally know that this is no wishful thinking. Isn't it something I should celebrate? For an anomaly with the potential to interfere with time and space, your vision is shockingly short-sighted. For a normal human's perspective of time, as a bystander, I point the way for the world tens of thousands of times an hour. But compared to doing such monotonous work, I want to support them with my heart. In a pseudo-crystal, from a human's perspective, the time I spend with them is practically endless. It's like reading a long and dramatic story where the characters tug at my heartstrings. I smile when they're happy, I cry when they're sad. And now, as the story reaches its climax, rather than offering the future I like to them on a silver platter, I want to tell them, you've all worked hard. I'll always be with you. That's the type of character I wish to be. Truly words you can say when you are on top of the world. But the world only needs one coordinator. She looked at the great serpent, her eyes full of unspeakable pity and compassion. Although every existence has its limits, you must agree that you have to rely on the potential that was neglected in the past to go further. What a pity. No, I think that all of you already understand. You just don't know yet. The girl's body became fuzzier over time and finally disappeared without a trace as she merged into one with a vast world of dreams. Grey Serpent looked as she disappeared, seemingly despondent. Farewell, intruder. If you had not been blinded by humans, we'd have had more constructive topics to discuss. The world sank into silence again. To be reacquainted with one's life in a dream, only to fall back into a chaotic dream. Now, it was still difficult to see any anomalies in this place named Planet Directory. After the Hush of Thunder stepped into the one-directional passageway, the Planet Directory continued to operate systematically. Of course, to an outsider, this wasn't a safe place. This time, other than compiling, most processes also aim to remove foreign matter. Existentialism. They are far larger in number than I imagined. And, as expected from my previous detection, they'll get exponentially harder to deal with once they gather, thanks to their special characteristic. After May had left, a brief observation was enough for Kiana and Brania to decide to work separately until now. After all, this isn't a war of annihilation. There's no need to deal with them before May returns. But instead of these, there was a strange energy wave after May left. What was that? No, or rather, it has always been around, but Brania only noticed just now. Project Bunny, let's head over there and take a look. Huh? The robot that usually could read Brania's mind did not move to the left as she commanded. On the contrary, it lagged for a duration before responding with a vague sound of static. Come to think of it, since it helped to repair the facility in the deep, Project Bunny has been working for over 40 hours straight. Is it resting from overcombustion? Overheat protection? Or maybe protesting from being overworked? But it should still be within its longest flight duration. The moment she realized that something was wrong, she controlled her mecha and evaded an attack with agility. Ah, that wave. It began where May had left and started to appear here. Maybe Project Bunny's response system temporarily broke down from receiving and analyzing too much disorganized data at once. That must be it. But unlike existentialism, these monsters aren't imaginary constructs and don't have the ability to compile space. Did it take advantage of when Project Stigma halted to enter? No. Rather than invading from the outside, it seems more like the planet directory had taken in scraps of data when its mainnet was torn open. After that, the energy flow in the space has been changing, and even gave those constructs new characteristics, like space breathing. Interesting, but as long as Brania understands the basic principle of its operation, Brania can do the same. Then let Brania feel how these special constructs are made.